Parker's my Patronus. Welcome back to Goals Talk channel. You're watching 5 Minutes with Nontobeko Tshabalala. The story is still ongoing, but I was born in Mzini, grew up in Big Bend, educated in Big Bend. I moved to Durban to study after high school, moved to Johannesburg for my first job, moved back to Big Bend for my second job. And then when I got into journalism, I moved to Mabon, which is still home for me when I'm in the country. Who Fears Death by, I hope I say her name right, Nedi, Akafo. I hope I said her name right. And it just really speaks to overcoming the worst of the worst that life can take you through. You really sort of get to a point where you ask, what can't I survive? Anything that speaks to overcoming systemic injustice and oppression, that's me. That's my passion. Okay, so I studied journalism because I enjoy writing, I enjoy telling stories, I enjoy connecting with people through words. And then I moved into more corporate communications, where I still tell stories and really connect people with organizational ethos and things like that. So I think my work really allows me to continue understanding the many differences that make up the people who make up a society, and to keep finding a way for those people to be complementary of one another. First of all, I don't even speak that much. So I just want to quote Audre Lorde here. She once said, if you do not speak, if you do not bleed in writing, if you do not breathe through writing, then don't write, because the world has no use for it. It's a tad dramatic, but it is 100% applicable in my life. I can't imagine living a life where I couldn't write another word ever again. And I mean, today and for the past week or so, very grateful for an enduring spirit, very grateful for being able to still get up, put one foot in front of the other and keep going. I would say that I think my purpose is very people-centric. I believe in just, fundamental rights that people should have. You shouldn't be discriminated against because of your age, your race, your gender, your sexual orientation. But I'm cognizant of the fact that we live in a world that operates with that systemic oppression in place, and I think my passion is really sort of toppling the status quo. I don't think it was a moment per se. I think it's just really been sort of building up over the years, and it always feels like an awakening for me, and every single time it deepens my conviction that I'm using sort of my natural talents and my innate moral compass in service of that passion and purpose. That we are all deserving of it. I think love, first of all, is one of the greatest redeeming emotions, qualities that human beings have. And I think someone feeling so strongly about you that they can call that feeling love, that is mind-blowing to me. I am tired every day. When you realize that you are black and you are woman, and because of those things, there are certain things that the world makes it more difficult for you to act. It's having to fight for your voice to be heard, having to fight for a seat at the table, having to fight for people to think that your opinions and your insight is valid. It's the fight. It's the fight. Most beautiful thing about being a black woman is that I can always fight another day. There's always some fight left in me. Though back at the time I never thought I'd see your face. Ain't no woman alive that can take my mom's place. Straight in from school, scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears on my eye. Love Tupac so much. R.I.P. to legends. Girl, listen to me. None of that. Neither. Yeah, if it was entirely up to me, I would be up for a total of 6 hours in a day. I don't just, I'm tired all of the time. That's a horrible question. It's a terrible question. So I live and work in Addis. I've been to Cairo once. Gun to my head, Cairo. No, Addis. Cairo. My goodness. My therapist keeps trying to unpack this conversation. I'm like, calm down, sis. Yeah, so I would say 3 things to her. Trust your instincts. You've got fantastic instincts. They will serve you well. And 2 would be, don't be lazy. Laziness is a habit. Don't shortchange your natural talents by undercutting that with laziness. And the 3rd thing is be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Life doesn't get much easier, but you get better at handling what life throws at you. Wow. This question assumes so much. First of all, that I am a woman who shakes up the status quo. I would say very briefly, the key to that is being authentic. Being authentic, finding something that you believe in and speaking about it authentically, you know, and don't be a gatekeeper to those sort of conversations. Bring more people in, because the idea, I think, ultimately what we're striving for, if you want to shake up the status quo, is for changed behavior to occur. So be a safe space for people to have those conversations. It's very easy to tell when someone is speaking about something and they're not doing it authentically. So yeah, I would just say use your voice to speak on issues that you viscerally believe in. Yeah, this has been so fantastic. That brings me to the end of the questions. This has been so great. Thank you so much, Demi. Yeah, bye.